Hi guys, it's your girl Kenyatta from We Gonna Talk About It. Hi my peoples, how you doing? All right, we on this topic today. It's gonna be juicy. This week we're gonna be on a serious note. We need to be. We need to talk about these things. So I'm going there. Y'all going there with me? All right, today we are talking about. Brothers is always saying like they get the short end of the stick. When I say brothers, y'all know I'm talking about brothers, right? They always get the short end of the stick. Like the man is out to get them. Some of them, when they go to jail and they come out, they say that, the system is basically, it's not for them to do better. It's, orchestrated for them to do bad. Today we're going to be talking about something because me and my girls be talking at work. Like we do our work, but while we in there for 8 hours, we be dropping some gems, and that's just what we do. And I'm always getting other people's opinion on things because different races, different people, we all think different. We all live different. Um, at the end of the day, our blood is all red, okay? But I want to share this with you guys because this is something that has happened to one of my coworkers. One of my coworkers, a Caucasian, beautiful soul woman, has taken her brother-in-law in her home, who is a recovering addict. He was locked up in jail. They let him out. Of course, when they let the people out, they say you have to have an address. So she was so gracious to let him come stay with her and her husband. It's her husband's brother. Um, in doing that, she has, just basically gotten all his stuff in order, got him a bank card, the things that us regular people it's just normal for us to do, getting together his basically his all his papers that he needs. He is on an ankle bracelet because he's on probation, I believe. So let's get to it. She and her husband were, basically helping him look for employment because that's what they want him to do. Now, this guy has found employment, okay? She's bought him clothes and, things that he'll need. She's her own people, her own family has given him a car. It might not be the best car in the world, but it's gonna get him from A to B. He's able to have visitation with his son because of her, because she has opened her home to this man. You can't have visitation rights if you don't have a place to stay. So she has made that possible for him. I just want to shout her out. Not everybody's family is out to help. And let me say this too, guys. In-laws. She's an in-law. She's not even the relation, through this man. Like it's her husband's brother. She was more, willing to help than him. Sometimes it's like that. Very rare. But like I said, this woman, she's got a soul of gold. I tell her all the time. But anyway, I was listening to her today because, make a long story short, like I said, she's done everything for him. She's helping him to do things on his own. They just getting him on his feet, really doing it. He got a job at a company and the company hired him. They hired him about 2 weeks ago. Told him, okay, you're hired. Basically, this is when you're going to start work. The guy goes in to start work today, and the company tells him, we need a birth certificate. Remember, he was hired 2 weeks ago. Why would this company ask him for a birth certificate the day that he comes into work? He's a ex-convict, felon, whatever you want to say. The situation he's in. He's wearing the ankle bracelet. These things. Do you think that maybe the company should have asked him for that birth certificate 2 weeks ago when they hired him? Do you think that there are people out there that want people to fail? This is a company. Like, you listen, first of all, I never heard of any job asking you for a birth certificate. We discussed this though amongst each other. We was like, maybe they asking him for the birth certificate because they hire people that have been prior, like previously incarcerated. So maybe that's one of their requirements. Anywho, ask them when they get hired so that if their papers are not right, they can get them right. He's thinking all he needs is a social security card, his new debit card that, everybody helped him get. And then you're going to turn around and tell him he's got to leave and he can't come back in until he have the birth certificate. If anybody knows this, you can't get a birth certificate in the same day that you go apply for them. Even if you apply online, there is a waiting period because there's a special seal that they put on that birth certificate. Okay? You can't even, if you do go in person, you can go in person to obtain one, but they don't give it to you at that time that you actually go into the facility to get the actual document. You have to wait. Now, he has a problem. He has a problem. What is he supposed to do? Now, we discussed this too. Like, is the job going to wait a couple weeks until that paper comes in? Because it's not going to come in the next day. It's not. It's not happening. Okay? What should he do? Should he be looking for other jobs? Like, what should be done here? I wanted to talk about this, guys, because our brothers, I said my brothers, always think it's only them that get the short end of the stick. Now, I will say this. My brothers always are more in a percentage that get the short end of the stick. Yeah, we get it more often than others. But guess what? The Latinos is getting it. The Caucasians is getting it. I don't know about the Chinese and all them people. I don't know about them. But I'm going to tell you this. White people are getting it too. Not as often as we do, guys, but this man is Caucasian. And they are putting him through this as well. Okay? How you lock somebody up for being an addict? That's number one. How do you do that? Where they do that at? Somebody that's not selling narcotics and they're taking them, abusing their own body, why are you locking them up? Don't you think that they need help instead of locking them up? This is what's going on, people. We need to talk about these things. I don't want to talk about how many people is in jail, and whatever. It's just that why are you locking people up for that? You don't need to do that. You need to be going and locking up people that are really, really like criminals. These addicts are not criminals. They're human with a problem that needs, they need help. You don't need to lock them up. You making more prisoners in the jail for nothing. Well, I know it ain't for nothing. America loves the cheese. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, guys, tell me, do you see where you live that there are white people getting locked up too? There are white people that go through trials and tribulations just like our brothers do. Are you seeing them getting pulled over by the police? Do you truly believe that the jail system is not, it's not to help anybody? It doesn't help anybody once they get out. Do you believe that they really don't care if you reform yourself? They don't care if you come back. They want you to come back because you are meal ticket. Jails are businesses now. So do we believe these things? It's just such a shame that this person is getting the help he needs, but the system is trying to defeat him still. The devil is trying to defeat him still. Now he's doing what he's been asked. He's got a job, and now You hired him and you telling him no, he needs a birth certificate. Why didn't you tell him that before? Why would you do that? Do you know that something like this can make somebody backslide into the addict, and back into the lifestyle of an addict like they were in? Why would you do that? Any little thing that is negative for an addict, it makes it so much easier for them to go back and do the same thing they was doing because they're feeling defeated. This is not good, people. It's not. And we need to voice these things. Yes, I know it happens to our people more. I'm a believer of that. But believe it, guys, it's happening to white people too. This system that is made for incarceration, it's not for it's not for anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's not to benefit anybody except for the jail system. That's what it's for. It's to benefit the jail system, benefit the United States, because we have plenty of jails to put people in. We probably got more space in jails than we have affordable housing for people. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? Isn't that sounding, it sounds sickening, but I believe it. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, drop comments. Tell me if you believe that we are treated the same. Drop that first. Tell me, are we treated the same, or do you believe what I'm saying? Basically, we are the target ones. We are the ones that get it the most. But there are white people that that get it too. This system is terrible. 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 I'm gonna share this too. I know somebody who was incarcerated for a long time, did about 9 years in the incarceration system. This brother came out and did his thing. Okay, he has been totally reformed as an addict, as an convict, just reformed. Has a great job. Okay, has raised his two children. It is a blessing when you see something like that. So big ups to him. He knows who he is. Okay. Um, I'm telling you, when I heard this from my coworker, I was very disturbed because I know the work that she has put in to make these things possible for this human being. I'm talking clothes, food, a car, teaching him how to go online, get his debit card, get a bank account, getting his papers together. Like I said, this was the only thing he did not have. Could you believe that? And this is what the job is asking for. And I understand, if a job needs that because of his situation, what it is that they hire a lot of convicts who come from jail. So they might need that paper, but ask for it at the time of hiring. Sorry, guys. I get thirsty. Anyway, this is today's topic. I want to know, do you feel like it's just us, or you feel like it's other people too? It is other people, guys. It's not just us. Okay? White people get the short end of the stick sometime too. And yes, this week we're going to be talking about a lot of things that make us uncomfortable. And like I said, I am not a racist. I love all people who are beautiful people, who are nice to me, who love me. Listen, some of my coworkers at work, I love them like I love my family. You know what I'm saying? They just so wonderful to me. Never look at a color. I don't look at them with a color neither. One of my coworkers that works close with me today, she said, I'm so glad that we able to do real talk in our area. We have a little area that we in, guys, and we do real talk all the time like this. This is how I get my topics most of the time. I like to know what other people feel, what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? Not just about black people, period. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. So when I heard her say that, I was like, it's the truth. Um, we are so able to do real talk. It's ridiculous. Nobody ever gets offended. I never get offended when they speak. They never get offended when I speak. These these things are real, okay? They're real, guys, and they need to be talked about. And I'm doing it. You know, I ain't scared. I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared. So anyway, God bring it to me. He bring it to us to talk about. We talk about it. We dissect it. I bring it to y'all. I ask y'all what you think, because it's important. That's why I think it's important. And I like when you guys comment on Real Talk. You know, more YouTubers, I believe, need to do it. You know what I'm saying? We need to put these kind of videos out there. We need to talk about this stuff. YouTube should not just be about vacations and what you drinking and what you eating. And yeah, I don't want to do that. That right there is not real life to me. You know what I'm saying? We all eat, we all drink. Like, no, we need to talk about these issues, okay? About, everything. Everything I talk about. So, guys, drop comments. Tell me what you feel about this topic. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you tell me, even, listen, people who have been to jail, get on here. Let me hear it. Do you feel like you were able to reform your life after you got out of jail? Or did you get the short end of the stick and basically you got nothing out of being in jail? Let me know. I want to hear that. Do you feel like there was nothing for you when you came out of jail? You couldn't get a job. You couldn't, take care of your kids. You just couldn't. You had nobody to help you. Family members was hiding, looking out the window, not opening the door for you, wouldn't give up the address. You got peoples like that? I got peoples like that, please. I'm one of them. I ain't gonna lie. What I'm gonna lie for? God know what I'm thinking. Listen here. Plenty family members of mine been in jail, but I didn't want none of them to come stay with me. It's just that's the truth. I felt like it would cause an issue, and I still believe that. So if you my family and you truly my family, don't go to jail, because Kenyatta House is not for you. I'm dead serious. Let me tell you something. People like to say they hate people that's not real, but when people are real like me, they still hate you. So guess what? At the end of the day, Kenyatta gonna stay real, because, like I said, God know how I feel. So why I'm lying? I'm gonna just say it out loud. I don't want people that been to jail to live in my house. It takes a special person to do that. And my coworker, she's special. Okay? She is special, honey. Believe me. She has no I don't know how to even talk about her. She doesn't have I don't know. I don't know if she has a mean bone in her body. Like, seriously, I don't neither. But I don't like. She just too like. Sometimes I think she's too kind, but I know where it comes from, because I know, like, we talk, we girls, I know about her background, so I know why she's like that. But I just need to find a word for her. A respectable word. Like I said, she's just so kind and humble and sweet, and just always want to help people, help animals. She just want to help. And I believe that those kind of people are so, like, they're so rare. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them. I would like God to make me one of them, but I just feel like it just come with a lot. That's a big responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And I've been burned. These reasonings that I'm giving is because I've been burned. Like, once you've been burned, sometimes you you just find it very hard to do these things, because you've been burned and you don't want to get burned again. So this is my reasoning, but big up to her. And guys, remember, drop comments. Tell me if you believe that people can really get something out of going to jail. Are they really reformed? Do you just believe it's us and it's not other people? And I told you there is. This white boy is getting the short end of the stick. Do you believe that they want him to go back to jail? Guys, it's your girl Kenyatta. from We Gonna Talk About It. I love you guys. Yes, your girl is outside enjoying this beautiful day. I'm on my lunch break. I love you guys. I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you're subscribing. If you're a good person, please come to my channel. I love you. Peace out.